Cadet Elena Vasquez pressed her back against the cold titanium bulkhead, her breathing shallow and controlled, despite the gash across her left forearm. The crimson droplets, floating in the station's reduced gravity, formed perfect spheres, drifting like ruby satellites in the dim emergency lighting of Sector 7. The creature had been stalking her for the past 23 minutes. Through the reinforced observation deck of the Xenobiology Research Station, orbiting Kepler 442b, Elena had watched the thing emerge from the specimen containment unit during what should have been a routine training exercise. The hegemony brass called it a void stalker, 8 feet of evolved lethality from the tidally locked planet below, with 4 arms ending in razor-sharp talons, bioluminescent patches that pulsed with an alien intelligence, and a sensory apparatus so advanced it could track prey across multiple star systems. Elena's tactical training kicked in as she calculated distances and escape routes. The service corridor stretched 40 meters to the next junction. The creature's muscular segmented body could cover that distance in approximately 2.3 seconds, based on the movement analysis she'd memorized from the xenobiology briefings. Her own sprint time down the same corridor, 7.8 seconds on a good day. The mathematics of survival were not encouraging. A wet, rhythmic clicking echoed from around the corner, the stalker's primary breathing apparatus filtering the station's atmosphere. Elena's enhanced neural implants, standard issue for all hegemony cadets, automatically calculated the acoustic signature. The creature was 12 meters away and approaching steadily. She tightened her grip on the plasma cutter she'd salvaged from the engineering bay, its power cell showing 67% charge. Enough for maybe 2 sustained bursts before it would need to cycle. Against a creature that had reportedly taken down a full squad of hegemony Marines on its home planet, 2 shots seemed woefully inadequate. The clicking stopped. Elena held her breath, her enhanced hearing straining for any sound that might indicate the creature's position. Her neural implants detected elevated stress hormones, flooding her system: adrenaline, cortisol, norepinephrine, the chemical cocktail of impending combat. She'd been trained for this moment since her acceptance into the academy 3 years ago, but no amount of simulation could prepare someone for facing an apex predator from another world. A shadow moved across the opposite wall. The stalker rounded the corner with fluid grace, its forearms spread wide, bioluminescent patches pulsing in a pattern Elena's xenobiology courses had identified as hunt mode. Its head, if the collection of sensory organs could be called that, swiveled toward her with mechanical precision. 3 rows of metallic teeth glistened in what might have been a smile, if the creature possessed such human concepts. Elena raised the plasma cutter, her finger hovering over the firing trigger. The creature's approach was measured, confident. It had cornered its prey and was savoring the moment before the kill. Then something unexpected happened. The stalker stopped mid-stride. Its head tilted, and the sensory tendrils extending from what Elena assumed was its nose began twitching rapidly. The creature's bioluminescent patches shifted from the predatory red of hunt mode to something Elena had never seen in any of the Academy's xenobiology databases, a deep pulsing blue. The thing was analyzing her blood. Elena watched in fascination as the creature's entire demeanor changed. The confident stalking posture dissolved into something that could only be described as caution. The stalker took a step backward, its forearms pulling closer to its body, in what appeared to be a defensive position. One of the floating blood droplets from Elena's wound drifted past the creature's sensory apparatus. The response was immediate and dramatic. The stalker's bioluminescent patches flashed once a brilliant white that momentarily illuminated the entire corridor, and then the creature collapsed. It hit the deck plating with a resounding clang that echoed through the station's corridors. Elena waited, plasma cutter still raised, for some sign of movement. The creature lay motionless, its breathing apparatus still functioning, but at a much reduced rate. Elena's neural implants ran a quick analysis of the situation. Probability of death by unknown toxin 0.3%. Probability of unconsciousness due to shock 1.2%. Probability of deliberate behavioral camouflage 47.8%. The creature was playing dead. But why? Elena's enhanced memory accessed her academy training files, searching for any precedent. The Void Stalkers were apex predators. They didn't retreat, didn't show fear, and certainly didn't employ deceptive tactics to avoid combat. They were efficient killing machines, evolved over millions of years to be perfect hunters. Unless they had encountered something that changed that programming. Elena looked down at her wounded arm, the blood still seeping slowly from the gash. Her neural implants highlighted an anomaly in her medical readout trace, amounts of synthetic compounds that weren't part of standard human biochemistry. Enhancement markers from her cadet training. Specifically, the experimental nanoviral defense system that all Academy cadets received as part of their biological protection suite. The realization hit her like a plasma bolt. The creature had detected the nanoviruses in her blood. Microscopic defensive weapons designed to target and eliminate alien pathogens. To the Stalker's enhanced senses, Elena wasn't just prey, she was a biological weapon, a walking epidemic that could potentially wipe out its entire species. The apex predator had sniffed her blood and recognized something far more dangerous than any plasma weapon or military technology. It had detected the scent of extinction. Elena slowly lowered her weapon and stepped carefully around the motionless creature. As she reached the corridor junction, she heard the soft sound of the Stalker's breathing return to normal patterns. Behind her, careful footsteps indicated that the apex predator was no longer playing dead, but it wasn't following her either. Sometimes, Elena reflected as she made her way toward the evacuation pods, the most dangerous thing in the universe wasn't the creature with the biggest teeth or the sharpest claws. Sometimes it was the one that looked the most harmless, carrying invisible weapons that evolution had never taught anyone to fear. The Stalker had made the smart choice. Elena just hoped the rest of the universe would be equally wise.